Hello YouTube, this is your gamer news. This is my first video and I'm going to be showing you going to be comparing the Xbox 360 controller to the PS3 controller. I'm going to be rating both of them based on functionality, style, comfort, and durability. So, first we're going to start off with the PS3 controller. This PS3 controller, which is the DualShock 3 and the 6-axis, this controller right here is a lot more smaller than the Xbox 360 controller. And one of the pros, well, each one has pros and cons. One of the pros of this controller is that the D-pad is very standard, very functional, and it selects very good, it feels right. And another thing that I like about this is that the back, it has no battery pack. It charges automatically using a USB cable, while the Xbox 360 controller uses a battery pack on the back. As you can see here, this is a rechargeable battery pack that you have to buy separately, which costs $20. When you buy a controller with the console, it comes with the battery pack. It comes with a battery pack that uses actual batteries. Now, back to the PS3 controller. PS3 controller, as you can see, has two thumbsticks on both sides. Very nice. The triggers, there's a con about this though. The triggers are very slippery and they don't have any grip to them. So when you're easily playing for a long time, your hands get a bit sweaty, they can easily slip. And they're not very comfortable. And also, as you can see, this controller is a lot more smaller. And it feels kind of like I guess not bulky, but I mean it feels like really crunched up on your hands after a while. And one of the pros is also the buttons. The buttons are made out of plastic. It's a refined plastic. And also the controller itself is made out of a polished plastic, while the Xbox 360 controller is made out of a fine textured plastic. This plastic is actually a bit better on your hands because you could play longer and it doesn't feel that rough as if this one's a bit rougher, but this one's a smooth polished plastic. And out of 10, I give this controller, I think, an 8. The reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is because these sticks are positioned side to side, and it feels kind of weird. I don't know about you, but like it feels kind of weird to have both thumbs right there, while these are like more, I guess your thumb is more positioned here than here. I mean, it feels like more stretched out, and here it's just more natural. And also, I also give it an 8 because of the triggers, because the triggers slip off. They're very slippery. While the Xbox 360 controllers, the triggers have a curve to them, so when you grab on and shoot a gun or something, it feels a lot more natural. And also, when you place this controller down on a surface as so, I want to show you guys so you can see yourself. You see that if you place it down like that, the triggers are going to fall forward. And that could rewind or restart something that you're doing. And the Xbox 360 controller, if you place it down, it has a guard right there, and that won't cause the triggers to press. Now I'm going to be going to the Xbox 360 controller now. This controller, there's the cons. I'm going to start off with the cons first. The cons are the D-pad. This D-pad is very unfunctional. I don't use it at all. At all. When I'm typing, I always use this stick, because this D-pad, sometimes you press this way and it translated as up. Like, it's not very accurate because it's all on one console, while this is like a separate button for each arrow, while this one is just one single processor, like one single chip that processes this whole thing right here in the controller, which is kind of tough. I mean, you gotta touch it to see it. Also, one of the cons is that these buttons here, not a big deal, but like it's still, like if you play for a long time, these buttons feel kind of sticky after a while, but that's not really a big deal. Pros, I believe, well, if you've seen the both, you see that these control sticks are more like inside, they're convex, and these are concave from the back. So that means that they curve up. These curve up like a cone, and these curve down. And I feel like these have better grip than these, because these, when you play for a long time and you're doing, like if you're holding it in the same spot for a long time, your fingers tend to slip and then boom, it lets go. This one has a bit more grip, and it has those 4 little dots there. Those are for better grip. while this one doesn't have that. It has a little bit of a softer grip. And also, this controller is a lot more bulkier, though it is a lot more heavier, significantly heavier than this one. But also, one of the pros is that this one's all, when you hold it all crunched up like this. You feel like, you know, it's small, right? This one's broad. Your fingers feel like they're all broadened out, and it just feels a bit more natural. I don't know. And also the triggers feel more better, like they actually feel like an actual gun if you like shooter games. And also they actually feel like an actual trigger. They feel more natural, even if you're playing any game, not just shooter games. And also the start button here, I feel like it's a little bit like, you know, not really sticking out that much. You have to press it down like in a certain position for it to translate, because sometimes if I just press it normally, it won't like press start. Here it's just like a normal button. You can still press start and the 360 still turns on, you know. Well, that's the review of both controllers, and the rating of this controller, I would have to give this controller a 9. I have to say this controller I like the Xbox 360 controller more than the PS3. Just the controllers, not the overall consoles. I'm just saying the 360 controller is more broader. The triggers feel more natural, and this one is just like, it's still good. It's a good controller, and this, all because I give it a 1 score by 1. Doesn't mean that one is better than the other. They're both exactly the same. It all depends on your opinion. Now, you guys comment down there what you guys like. Please subscribe. I'm going to be posting more of these videos, and it's going to be on everything. It's not only going to be reviews on controllers, but also it's going to be reviews on consoles, games, and recent news about games. So if you're interested in all that stuff, trust me, I'll post almost every day, or if not every week, the least. So please subscribe up there, like, and comment on what you think. And tell me what you think. Maybe I might be wrong. I mean, just make sure you're nice about it. Alright, see you guys later.